I'm amazing, but there is nothing to me more fabulous than a smart woman. And the woman waiting for me backstage is so much smarter than I am. Ladies and gentlemen, your next speaker is Raquel Taylor, and her topic is why science fails at saving the world. I'd like to welcome Raquel to the stage. She's a physics graduate and recently obtained a master's in science communication, I did say smart, to help engage the public with science through storytelling and multimedia. She's here today to talk about why science is ill-equipped to solve the social issues of modern society and what we can all do to help change that. Ladies and gentlemen, Raquel!
During the 17th century, Johannes Kepler wrote a book about a boy whose mother made a living selling magic spells and herbal remedies. One day, the mother decides to tell the boy everything she knows about magic. So she calls upon a demon who takes the boy on an amazing journey to the surface of the moon. Now, there are many contenders for the title of first science fiction novel, and many would say that this was the first. But it wasn't written by a writer. It was written by a scientist. Johannes Kepler's equations on planetary motion are used today by scientists in space travel and satellite navigation. Whilst entertaining, his novel discussed aspects of sociology, philosophy, religion, but most importantly, he went into amazing detail about the surface of the moon. And he also described what he thought Earth looked like from the surface of the moon. You see, Kepler used fiction to help speculate about his own ideas about science. And he wasn't the only one to do this. Sir Francis Bacon, the founder of modern-day scientific practice and the influence for the Royal Society, also wrote fiction. In his book, New Atlantis, he described a world ruled by scientists who all had a code of conduct that they followed. Some of the rules in this code of conduct, scientists actually follow today. You see, it used to be common practice for scientists to write science fiction. But we don't do this anymore. Why? Well, I suppose if scientists sometimes wrote fiction and sometimes wrote fact, you'll find it pretty difficult to know when to take them seriously. Unfortunately for Johannes Kepler, who we spoke about in the beginning, his own life story reads a little bit like fiction. You see, his ideas were so believable that it caused his own mother to be tried as a witch at the height of the European witch trials. It's partly because of situations like that scientists at the time wanted science to become separate from issues like politics, economics, philosophy, religion. They believed science should be done for the pursuit of knowledge and nothing else. The phrase, "be careful what you wish for," has never been more true than when it comes to the relationship between science and humanities, because science now needs those concepts more than ever. You see, perhaps if we had speculated that humans would one day all have access to a mini combustion engine in their driveways, we would have been better prepared to cope with the effects cars would have had on the environment. Perhaps if Rutherford had speculated that the energy released from splitting an atom would one day be used to create a weapon to bring about a dystopian future, we would have been able to predict the first atom bomb. Actually, H.G. Wells predicted the first atom bomb 50 years before the first one was ever dropped. But he was a writer, not a scientist. You see, writers have been doing the job of scientists for years. So perhaps it's time scientists reclaimed the lost art of writing speculative science fiction to better prepare for our technological future. Thank you.